Hello, everyone. My name is Danny, and this review is for the movie called Sorry to Bother You. Sorry to Bother You. Expect the unexpected in hip hop artist Boots Riley's directorial and screenwriting debut. Sorry to Bother You. An outrageously surreal look at capitalism, corporate greed, and fractured workplace dynamics. In an alternate present day version of Oakland, California, struggling telemarketer Cassius Green discovers a magical key to professional success which propels him into a macabre universe. This is a 2018 film. It's rated R. It runs 100 minutes. And it stars Lakeith Stanfield, Tessa Thompson, Jermaine Fowler, Omari Hardwick, Terry Crews, and Danny Glover, Stephen Yeun, and Armie Hammer. Sorry to bother you. Well, obviously, this was out last year. I think in smaller theaters and everything, but people had heard about it. People knew it was around. I think some people had it on one of their best or worst of the year, maybe movies that went unnoticed kind of list of 2018. So I'm seeing it here early January, and I'm glad I saw it. I'm glad I got it out of the way, but I can't say it's like something that changed my life or anything. But I know it was something that I was going to see. I know is coming to watch. So, um, it's nothing I was going to go see in a theater, if I had the chance or not. It just seemed too different. We saw previews of it every once in a while, but it just seemed a little too weird, even with the name Danny Glover included. It just seemed like too weird of a movie. So, as far as my review goes, I'm just kind of just got done watching it, and I just kind of sat here wondering what I just watched. I'm very kind of shell shocked. I'm just kind of dumbfounded why people make movies like this. I did not know that it was his debut for the director, and that does explain some things that were really awful and just kind of weird. There's some repeating jokes in this, and it's almost like Hot Tub Time Machine or Adam Sandler kind of keep coming back to the same joke kind of thing. And it's not like it's funny or anything, but when they keep bringing it back, you're like, okay, yeah, it's amusing in the most mild way, but why do we keep bringing it up and keep bringing it up? It's just kind of weird. You're just feeling like that. You're just talking to the movie. You find yourself talking to the screen. It's like, come on, let's do something else other than the same old jokes. So this kind of relies on three or four kind of major jokes, and it relies on them way too much. They're not that funny. Not I didn't find myself laughing at this movie. I knew it was going to be more serious once it started, and it started talking about serious issues and serious things, and there was a breakup, and there was a choice for somebody to make whether they wanted to be promoted and leave their friends behind or not. Like, I started feeling the seriousness of the movie, so I didn't find myself laughing. So if you're looking for a humorous movie, this really isn't it. I'm not really sure quite what to think about this whole voice situation. For anybody who doesn't know, this movie is supposed to be about this black guy finding his white voice for telemarketing so he's more effective at making sales. And it just seems so fake. Like they totally have just some guy talking into a microphone, and that's what you're hearing out of the TV, rather than this black guy talking in another voice. It just doesn't, I'm not buying it that him and Danny Glover are actually talking when their mouth is moving and doing this white voice. I just don't believe it at all. I mean, that could really break a movie, knowing that something's completely fake. It's totally not what it seems to be. But this movie is built on it, and it sold it, in its previews and everything, as that's what it's about. And so, like, it's like people don't, it's like they're not minding that it's so stupid. But I think it's like the worst thing ever. So I'm just kind of like wondering what to think about that. But I just think it's like stupid to build your movie on something that isn't real. Find some people that actually can change their voice and make it sound somewhat like they're doing that voice. I don't know how hard that is to do or not, whatever. Then this movie turns a corner, and I didn't really think about it until I just put the disc in and I saw on the front that it's comparing itself to Get Out. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I did not know I was in on a movie that wants to be like Get Out. I didn't know that's what I was getting myself into here. So, I watch an hour. I watch a little bit over an hour, and the movie is the movie. And it's kind of weird talking about this one corporation. It's getting a little sci-fi feeling out vibe out of it. It's kind of weird. And I'm like, okay, whatever. They're probably not gonna, come back to that. Well, they came back to it. It ends up almost like being an alternate universe. And with this company, it doesn't feel like we're in the real world anymore. And what happens in there is just the creepiest thing. Like, I don't know what they were thinking. They could have gone a million different ways, saying that this company is, exploiting their workers, and the way that they go is just the most absurd thing that they could have possibly thought up. And they're like, oh, let's go with that. No, let's not say that, we're not paying them any money. We're just housing them for free and we're taking all the profits of their work labor. No, no, let's turn them into these creatures. I just it doesn't make any sense to go so absurd. I mean, it's almost trying too hard. It could have been very simple. It could have been a nice movie. So I really don't want to talk too much about its alternate meanings and stuff. All this capital greed and big company and not treating their workers right. It's just what the movie is. I mean, good for it. I don't really care. Once it starts doing what it's doing at the end here, I just kind of checked out because you could have gone any which way with the ending, with the last 20 minutes of your movie. You could have cut out the last 20 minutes. It would have been a fine movie. But you had to add on that 20 minutes, and you had to make Army Hammer some kind of freak and have all this stuff happen. And I think you just bombed it, man. I don't know who is going to enjoy that ending, but I think it's absurd, and I think it could have been cut out, and the movie would have been just fine. So this main guy, like, he's an okay actor and everything, but I just feel sorry for him that he had to go through this last part here, because if you're gonna try and make a movie interesting by going completely off the rails, that's not the right approach to take, okay? Especially in your debut. I mean, not everybody's movie is gonna be as creepy and make as much sense as Get Out did, okay? But you don't need to try this hard to be creepy and freaky and just absurd. You don't have to do this. I mean, people in the future. So I really was wondering the whole time what the heck was going on. It felt almost like the Truman Show for a while there. It just felt like it was focusing on this one guy, and there's all this weird stuff happening. There's only one show to watch, one news channel to watch, and it's all very, very strange. It doesn't feel real when it wanted to be kind of a real kind of world movie. And it just felt like it was contrasting the whole time. So I'm gonna give Sorry to Bother You a C minus. I did kind of enjoy it for a while until it started getting weird, and then it got creepy, and then it got stupid. So the ending is completely horrible. I don't want to ever watch that ever again. And so if you want to watch the world's weirdest movie, have fun, but I can't advise it. So C minus for Sorry to Bother You. My name's Danny. Thanks a lot, guys. If you like this or any of my other videos, try and get some of them to watch. Like and subscribe to my channel if you would, and enjoy your movies. Thanks.